any given moment, you are only one decision away from a completely different life. And that one decision has the potential to become the very first footprint that you leave on the path towards a better and happier future for yourself. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Marissa and I'm the founder of A to Zen Life, where my mission is to help you conquer your clutter and simplify your way to a life you love. And please remember when I say this, that clutter is not just the stuff laying around your home. Clutter can also be mental or emotional. If you found this video, there's a 99% chance that you have something you want to change or improve in your life. And I think that the other 1% of you are probably cats who stepped on your owner's iPad or laptop. One important thing to remember here is that while one decision has the potential to alter the course of your life forever, building healthy and lasting positive changes in your life doesn't typically happen all at once, but rather as a series of small action steps that grow and compound over time. And it's often best to try to find tiny ways to amplify the positive in your life while at the same time taking actions to try to diminish or eliminate the negative. Keeping that in mind, here are 10 small changes to improve your life in a big way. Number 1 is to develop a morning routine. And a good morning routine often means the difference between having a positive and productive day and one where you walk around feeling like you have a gray storm cloud hanging over your head. I found that sticking to a morning routine not only helps reduce my stress and anxiety with its repetitiveness and familiarity, but it also helps me be more focused and productive because I know what I'm doing and what comes next. Interestingly, one study also found that people who have consistent morning routines earn around $12,500 more per year than those without them. So there's a possibility that having a morning routine could also be better for your wallet. Building your best morning routine will depend on what your values and goals are, if you have kids or you don't have kids, what kind of lifestyle you lead. I can tell you that coffee is an essential part of my morning routine. Along with drinking coffee, some of the most popular morning routine habits include things like drinking a glass of water when you wake up first thing in the morning, writing down to-do lists, and waking up earlier, which happens to be related to the next tip on this list, which is to get consistent with your bedtime. And I know it might sound cliche, but there are plenty of benefits to sticking to a good sleep routine that go way beyond just getting your beauty sleep. Setting a consistent sleep routine not only helps you feel better rested, but it's also associated with health benefits like lower BMI and reduced heart attack risk. And people who sleep well are more likely to rate their lives as happier and more fulfilling. But listen up, this isn't just important for adults, but also for children. In fact, one study found that good sleep hygiene was the #1 most important health predictor of a child's future happiness and success. Now, experts agree that most of us adults need 7 to 10 hours of sleep per night, but the exact amount can vary from person to person. So setting a consistent bedtime is a good way to realign your internal clock and help you get the right amount of sleep, both from a qualitative and quantitative perspective. When you start going to bed at the same time each night, you'll find that it's a lot easier to find that sweet spot of the right wake-up time for you in the morning. The next tip on this list is to heal your inner critic and be kinder to yourself. Your inner critic is that mean voice inside your own head that bullies you when you are feeling low and whispers things that make you feel bad, guilty, ashamed, fearful, or worthless. But for some of us, this is easier said than done, especially for those of us who have gone through traumatic and painful life experiences or who grew up hearing these hurtful messages or criticisms about our character, our looks, or intelligence, or whatever it was. The more that you hear harsh remarks and criticisms directed at you, the more you begin to internalize it deeper and deeper within your own mind. Think of it like trying to find your way through a field of tall grass. And it doesn't even matter if you're walking in the right direction or not, but over time, if you keep walking that same path, eventually you're going to stamp down the grass and carve out a new pathway going in that direction. And it's the same thing for your brain, where the more often a pathway is repeated, the more an emotion, habit, or belief is reinforced inside of your brain. And it can be so difficult to heal your inner critic and find your way back to the path of self-love and actualization. And sometimes you just need a guide, someone to hold your hand or walk beside you as you find your way. And that's why I want to take a moment to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy, and that way BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text or chat or a phone call, or a video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. And if your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch your therapist at any time with no additional charge. I specifically chose a therapist who has a background in childhood trauma and hoarding disorder. Some of the strategies that she suggested to me for healing my inner critic include things like giving myself a heart hug and reframing my thoughts when I find myself saying negative things, and putting a picture of myself as a child on my vision board in front of me to remind myself that when I say negative things to myself, who I'm talking to, and to help me be kinder and treat myself with more love. Right now, you can get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp by going to the link betterhelp.com/A to Zen Life. That's HELP, or you can look in the description box or the comment section below for my special link and click it to join the 3+ million people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. And thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Now, it's hard to heal our inner critic and use positive self-talk if you're constantly surrounded by negative people all the time. That's why the next tip to improve your life is to crop your circle. And I'm not talking about aliens or UFOs here. I'm talking about being okay with letting go of the toxic relationships or people in your life. This is going to help you protect your energy so that you have the emotional bandwidth to take care of yourself, as well as nurture the healthy and positive relationships in your life. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And even if you aren't 100% in agreement with this statement, the fact is that the people that you surround yourself with are having an impact on you, whether you like it or not. Our friendships and relationships influence things like where we go, what we do, how we eat, the way we feel about ourselves, our goals and aspirations, and more. If you think of your life as a garden, it makes sense that sometimes you need to pull out those weeds in order to survive and thrive. The 5th change to make is to clear visual clutter, and removing clutter from highly visible areas like tables, kitchen countertops, bookshelves, and nightstands doesn't just make the area look tidier, but it also helps your mind feel more at ease and can increase focus and productivity. Of course, it's good to do a deep declutter every once in a while, especially if you have a lot of clutter. But if you don't have a lot of time, even taking 15 minutes out of your day to clear visual clutter in high traffic areas, or if you work from home in your workspace, goes a long way in improving your physical and mental health. And if you're interested to know more, you can check out this video that I will link above about the benefits of decluttering and minimalism, which dives deeper into the research and studies around that particular topic. And speaking of decluttering, why not declutter your finances while you're at it? Just like our homes can become cluttered, our financial lives can get messy as well. And just like having a tidy home helps you feel happier and more secure, putting your finances in order can help you do the same. A lot of people find that getting organized helps them save money because they're less likely to forget about bills and incur late fees that can be very expensive the more you forget about them. And other small action steps that you can take to improve your finances include things like tracking and writing down your spending on a daily basis, automating payments to avoid late fees, getting rid of subscriptions or memberships that you no longer use or benefit from, budgeting and creating a debt payoff plan if you have debt, or doing money challenges to help you save more and spend less. That also happens to be the next way to improve your life on this list, which is to participate in fun challenges. Doing small challenges is a fun way to test out a new behavior or habit and see if you want to put the effort into making it a regular part of your life. And you know that when you see something as being fun, you are more likely to want to continue to do that thing in the future versus if you see it as boring or a chore. Now, there are all sorts of challenges that you can participate depending on what your values or goals are. Capsule wardrobe challenges like Project 333 or the 10-item wardrobe challenge can help curb shopping addiction and help you save stress and time getting dressed in the morning. Or you could do decluttering challenges that target specific areas of your home each day. And there are also no spend or low buy challenges that are specifically designed to help you try to spend less, save more, and save up a lot of money in a short amount of time. The number one thing is to pick a challenge that targets something that you actually value and makes you feel encouraged and motivated towards working towards that thing. Number 8 on this list is to avoid arguments. And this is one of the best tips that I recently picked up when I listened to the audiobook How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And in the chapter where Dale talks about how to win people over to your point of view, he says the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. I loved his book so much, and I really had to agree with his point that for the most part, arguments are a complete waste of time, because more often than not, both sides of the argument just walk away still feeling like they are in the right and the other party is in the wrong. I had to learn this the hard way when I started my YouTube channel, because if I tried to argue with every single person that disagrees me in the comment section of my videos, I could literally spend the rest of my life doing only that. Now, according to Carnegie, there are ways to prevent a disagreement from becoming an argument, but that's really only important if the disagreement is with people that you love or need to have a working relationship with, like friends, family members, or coworkers. Otherwise, if it's someone like a random stranger on the internet whose opinion doesn't matter to you at all, what's the point in you trying to engage with this person or try to change their mind? Most of the time, it's better to just walk away and save yourself the time, energy, and headache. Another small way to improve your life is the 5-minute rule. This simple rule is a powerful way to stop procrastinating and get more done. Here's how it works. When you find yourself avoiding a task, all you have to do is set a timer for 5 minutes. And then you make yourself a promise to buckle down and do that thing you're dreading. And if 5 minutes pass and the timer goes off and you still don't want to do that thing, then you give yourself permission to stop. But more often than not, what's going to happen is either you're going to get the thing that you were dreading done completely, or you're going to get into your flow state where you don't mind continuing to do that thing. I happen to be a serial procrastinator as well as a perfectionist, which is truly a deadly combination. And this is one of my tried and true methods for kicking my rear into gear when motivation alone fails me. And the final small change that you can make to improve your life on this list is to chunk your goals. And what chunking your goals means is to break your goals down into small, bite-sized chunks, which makes them a lot easier to tackle at one time. So if you think about your big picture goal, what are the small, manageable steps that you need to take to work towards that big goal? It's like the saying goes, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And if you have something that you want to change or accomplish in your life and you want to know more about how to break your goals down into these small bite-sized chunks, go and check out this video where I share my expertise not only as a minimalist who loves goal setting, but also as a professional speech language pathologist who literally had to write goals for people in my hospital rehab setting. And until next week, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.